Hello, this is Ken and Alison Barrett. It's early March, and we're reporting to you from a flat in the center of Madrid. Last time we spoke, we were talking from the sofa in our house in Alcalá. There was work going to be done there. We moved out, and we're about a week off moving back in now. Grateful for the workmen who've worked together to get that project done in this time, and hopefully having a little less to put back into our house than we took out. But I'm sure it'll look quite enough when we get down to that work next week. Anyway, Alison has not been idle, as you would imagine, so she'll tell you about one of the projects that has occupied her computer time.
Yes, since we last spoke, and basically since the end of January, I've been working on revising, proofreading, correcting some Bible study material that a colleague of ours is doing for an online Bible course for women. It's mostly aimed at Latin Americans at the moment, but she wanted it to be corrected so that it's in Spanish as well as not just Latin American Spanish, because there are some differences. So she wants to make it suitable for working in both areas. So the course is 7 weeks long, the first course, and it starts next Saturday. I've managed to do so far 5 of the weeks and sent them back to her for setting up and printing out and sending out. And so I just have week 6 and 7 to do, but I have that time. I have until the 10th of March to do it.
So she's getting her homework done, but there are other reasons which make her eyes go quite square. What you've been doing some online part of an online course yourself?
Yes, we've been giving an online course for our pro-life organisation CIFRA, a course in counselling and setting up a centre for women who are in a crisis pregnancy. We have 8 students. 7 of them live in Mallorca, and one of them lives in over towards the west of Spain. And we've had two days of the course. We've had 2 days in February, 2 days in March, again in April, and then we'll give them a rest until September. So that has meant preparing the classes. There are 4 of us who are teachers taking part, and so we distribute the work between all of us. I'm one of the tutors, which also means meeting online with the students and, as from now, correcting their work.
But it's not just theory you've been involved in this month. You actually had a case where you were able to be some help to a crisis pregnancy.
Yes, out of the blue, we heard of was forwarded to us a girl who had just arrived from Colombia, 8 months pregnant, with also accompanied by a 9-year-old son with autism or on the autism spectrum, and she had nowhere to live. Working together with, it's a long story, but we eventually managed to connect her with a Christian drug rehabilitation organization called Remar, which doesn't just help people who come out of drugs, but will help anybody that is sort of on the streets and in desperate need. So they have arranged for her to go to a house up in Leon, which is about 3 hours drive from here. And she was going to travel today, but unfortunately
Or fortunately.
she went into labour on just night before last and had to have a cesarean. So she's still in hospital. We had to cancel her bus ticket up to Leon, and we'll have to see how we manage this week to rescue, well, take her out of the hospital and put her on the bus with her baby and her son up to Leon, where she'll be received by the people from Remar. We also were able to provide her with a lot of baby clothes and nappies and things like that, things she's going to need right now.
And I've been out and about occasionally, limping around, but not having to travel quite so far because being in the center of the city, I've been able to hop on the underground straight up to Puerta del Sol. There have been a few ins and outs with the police who have interfered there. And so I spent also some time linking up with the Evangelical Regional Council so that complaints and comments can be passed on to the local police about their handling of open air teams, which often is down to inexperience and impatience rather than anything naughty that we've done according to the law. Out in Alcalá de Henares, we continue to try and back up the Thursday night outreach. We've had no further visits from the police in a couple of weeks. So we keep our eye out for them, but we do have the backing of the regional council if push comes to shove and the police want to actually denounce us. But we still don't quite know what their legal basis would be for doing that. On a more boring but essential basis, we've been involved with book donations in this month. So a number of things where we continue to ask you to pray for things we've mentioned before. But thank you for your prayers, and we look forward to being able to report in the coming month.
Bye.
Bye.